On October 31st, 2020, Delta Airlines flew its final revenue Boeing 777 flight from JFK to LAX before retirement. On board was Karen Hale, a Delta Diamond Medallion member who I had previously talked to just before her flight. Today, Karen joins me once again to talk about her experience on board and the excitement around the historic event. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I am interviewing a repeat guest, Karen Hale. If you watch my channel, you'll recognize Karen Hale because I interviewed her not too long ago as she was getting ready to take her flight from JFK to Los Angeles on Delta's last 777. That was only a few days ago, and she was very excited about the flight. She was talking about the preparations that she was making, as well as the meetings that she was going to have with other aviation enthusiasts who were going to be on board the flight. Well, the flight is now complete, and Karen is back to talk to us about her story, her experience, what the flight was like, what the preparations were like. I myself was not on the flight. I did watch several videos that many aviation enthusiasts took on the flight from JFK to LAX. Looked like a great experience, and we're going to be talking about what happened in a little bit more detail. So Karen, welcome back to my channel. How are you today?
Good, Peter. How are you?
Doing very well. I'm so glad to have my second time with you. I've only done interviews with one person at a time, but I'm so happy to have you back as a repeat guest. So
I'm glad to be here.
Great. You flew on that 777. How was your experience? Just give us a general overview of what it was like to be part of history, the last 777 Delta flight.
Yeah, I can tell you one word. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And we missed you. You should have been on that flight, Peter.
I should have.
Yeah, I'd love to have had you. But it was a day full of a lot of excitement, emotion, and just overall av geekness, which was super fun.
Absolutely. And for all the av geeks out there, this was Delta's last 777 flight. It was a 777-200LR. I have the tail number if anyone wants to know, November 701DN. It is 12.7 years old. And I believe that that flight did its last flight from India prior to this particular flight. Some of the flights coming from places like India are repatriation flights, which could have been the situation for this flight. I know Delta did recently start service to Mumbai, to JFK, but things have been a little bit off schedule during the coronavirus pandemic. But once that airplane cleared, spent some time on the ground at JFK, and Karen boarded. But Karen didn't just go to JFK, of course, to board that flight and take off and go to Los Angeles. She flew into JFK the day before because she wanted to meet up with other people who are part of the online group that she's part of to celebrate. And tell us about your experience. Where did you go that day, Karen?
Well, it was fun. I flew into JFK and we all met at the TWA hotel. So there was probably about 20 Delta Diamond members from the Facebook page. And we just had an excellent time getting to see each other again, meeting new faces, or a few that I had never met before or gone on a little excursion like this with. So that was fun. We also had enough common sense or nonsense to go into the swimming pool when it's absolutely freezing out. But at the hotel, it's a very warm. They keep it around 90 to 100 degrees. And it was beautiful watching the steam come off the pool and onto the runway and seeing the planes in the background. It was such a very interesting and exceedingly great opportunity for all of us that we had. The hotel itself is, if you haven't been there, and I know you have, Peter, but it's really, this is my first time, so it was totally new for me. Everything, I had a runway view, so that was gorgeous. You could see the planes coming and going, but I can honestly say there's not as many as there used to be. That's the sad part. But all in all, I mean, the common areas of the hotel are beautiful. It's very open. They have an old TWA plane out where you can go up and get your picture taken. It was just an amazing
Right.
journey for that. We had a great time. We stayed up a little bit too late probably and talked and carried on, but we all made it to the flight in the morning.
Right, and that old TWA airplane was the Lockheed Constellation. There's a bar inside. Was it open? Were you allowed?
No, it wasn't open, but you could walk up the steps. They only had the one in the lobby open, the one restaurant and bar. And then you could also order food by the pool.
So was that the restaurant upstairs? Or was
Yes, right when here's the check-in, and then you go up the stairs.
Oh, good.
To
So
that open air type restaurant. Yeah,
I'm glad that was open, absolutely, because
yeah.
I heard that it actually did temporarily close, of course. A lot of the restaurants were shut down, only open for outdoor dining in New York City, and now they're starting to allow people inside the restaurants for indoor dining, so that's a great opportunity. Yeah. And just the sheer size of the hotel. I believe it's one of the largest lobbies of a hotel anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. It is a huge lobby because it just is rambles on. It goes on for quite a while. So it's a nice area to have a gathering too. And we're all very careful about social distancing because we haven't seen each other in a long time. So we did wear a mask.
Excellent. They are required in New York. So a lot of the people, you socialize with them. What were some of the other stories? Why did people want to be on this particular flight? I honestly didn't realize it was such a major event. And like I said in my last video, I've actually never been on the Delta 777. So probably not something I don't think I would have taken. Of course, now that I knew that you were on, if I would have met you earlier, probably.
Yeah, it would have been fun.
It would have been fun, absolutely. But what are some of the reasons? Are these people who always flew on the 777, or are they just general aviation enthusiasts? I think some of these YouTubers that I was watching out there, they just like to fly on anything that's a special event. Anything. What was this particular group like?
Yeah, I think our group uses this opportunity, the Facebook group, just to kind of get together, and we're so dedicated to Delta and fly them most often. So it made sense for us. A lot of people in the group really love aviation.
So I did notice that there was a considerably young group of people on this particular flight. Now, the Delta 777 has been in the Delta fleet for about 18 years, and it looked like a lot of these people were around 18 years old. Did you notice a lot of youngsters on the flight?
Yeah, that was really exciting for me to see. They were so enthusiastic, and I just didn't know what to expect. But there was quite a group of them, very well informed on aviation and the 777 and other planes. It was amazing for me to see how excited they were to be there and appreciative.
That's great.
Yeah, it was.
So your airport experience, what did you do once you actually went to Terminal 4 at JFK?
In Terminal 4 at JFK, we went to the Centurion Lounge, the Amex Lounge. I had never seen the speakeasy before. So that was cool. I didn't even know it was there. You have to go through a door, just push a door open, and there's a little bar area. It's a well-appointed lounge. I was really impressed with that. And then we all met for a gathering in the Sky Club. And there was at least 20 people there. Delta hosted us very nicely with food and with champagne and drinks like you typically get. So that was fun. It was exciting. I was surprised at the job that Delta did.
So did the Delta staff know that your group was coming in advance?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I do believe so, because they were very accommodating.
Oh, fantastic. Great.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you got to share all your experiences. Then, of course, you went down to the gate. So what was the boarding process like? Was there any festivities? Was there any indication to just someone passing by that this was a very special flight?
There was, as far as I saw, there was really nothing that made it at the gate that it was really a big thing. So it just felt like you're kind of boarding an everyday flight. But like I said, the younger people there and all of us were so excited. So that kind of made the energy really take off.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people had their cameras out.
Yeah. So it was fun. Yeah, everyone had their cameras out, and the boarding process went pretty smoothly because typically that flight would be perhaps 20% full in the because of the COVID, but it was to capacity. But Delta did social distance on the plane.
Yeah, so that means probably about 80% of the people were enthusiasts, right?
Right, exactly, which I found really interesting. It
Did you
was
see any people wondering what's going on here if they had no idea?
we had well, yeah, we did have a little issue with a couple on the plane that were bothered by our group because we were in D1.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of our group took over D1, and but we wore masks. We did what we social distance, but we definitely got up out of our seats and were talking over in our little suites.
Mm-hmm.
So it made a couple of people complained, but the flight attendant said, "You guys are doing nothing wrong, so don't worry about it."
So the Delta One experience on the final 777 flight. Had you flown Delta One during the pandemic at all?
I have, yeah, I've done Transcon, JFK, LAX, and back a few times during the pandemic.
Okay.
On the 7-6, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
What differentiated this flight from that? Other than
well, it was full.
It was full, yeah.
I would say as far as any of the festivities on board, there wasn't really, much going on. We got our fuel boxes, and they did run out of alcohol. So they probably didn't anticipate the influx of people that would be on there, because none of us overdid on the plane, that's for sure. But it really didn't seem a whole lot different, to be honest. I did take a picture with the captain in the cockpit. That was fun. Yeah, that was cool. And his wife was there, which made it special. And she was taking everyone's pictures. They were excited. And apparently, and this is, I believe, what they said, he would be starting to fly the A350 and training on that.
Okay.
So the pilot was not retiring. Just the plane was retiring.
Just the airplane. Off to Victorville in the desert, right?
Yes. It was a good experience to have, to be able to fly it one last time, because I've always enjoyed taking that plane from Narita to Singapore.
I did see that ice cream was offered to everybody, so I guess that was the special food.
That was a special food. Yeah, the ice cream was good. It was rock hard, so we had to wait first about, but it was like that when it was so fun. Yeah.
You can't eat it right away.
It's on diet, so what are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. Good. Well, it sounds like the flight itself was smooth. Like I said, was actually tracking the entire flight. The entire time you went up to 40,000 feet. I saw you take off on runway 4 left at JFK, turn to the right, head right across the country, pretty much in a straight line, and go straight into LAX. So, from anyone's point of view, from the point of view of someone on board, as well as the point of view of someone on the ground, it looked just like a typical flight, but on an aircraft type that you never see on that route, as it's normally a 767 on the JFK flight.
Right. The pilot did announce we went over the Grand Canyon, and that was beautiful. And, just kind of talked to us along the way some. But they did fly a little higher than I believe they typically fly.
Yeah, 40,000 feet. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the ceiling of that aircraft is probably around 43,000. So
okay.
Maybe it's the winds, or they just wanted to go up to that flight level just for the last moment. So, and everything was on time, of course?
Everything was perfectly, pretty much on time. We were maybe a couple minutes delayed, but that was about it. It wasn't anything. And then we arrived early.
Yeah. And no water cannon salute.
No water cannon salute. It was a kind of anticlimactic. There wasn't the huge excitement that I was expecting.
Yeah.
But we did make it safely, and I suppose that's always a good thing.
Exactly, yeah.
But I was disappointed that there wasn't a water cannon salute. But in California, they have all those wildfires, and they need their water for other things. So
yeah, so they could have had the cannon salute in New York, because there's no water shortage in New York. but I guess it's usually done at the end of the flight. So it
Yeah.
sounds like a pretty uneventful flight.
Yeah, it was just great to see everybody and be together for that amount of time and take that final flight. And that's really what we went out for.
Yeah. During these times, of course, you don't have that opportunity to meet others. So, here's an opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other retirements. Well, I don't know if they're going to retire the 717 anytime soon.
I heard that they may, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure about the 737.
The 737-700 is, I don't know if it's out of the fleet as of yet, but that's the last aircraft. And Delta only had about 10 of them or so, used primarily to southern locations out of Atlanta. So that's the next one. And I don't know if there are any special events regarding that.
Yeah, I haven't heard of anything. I think this was really special because they had just done the suites, just redid them, and they're beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, they're absolutely stunning. And it's sad to think now they have to park them and they can't utilize them.
Yeah. So when you landed at LAX, did you guys get together another time?
We did. We went to the Sky Club in LAX, and obviously we had the food and everything there. And the Sky Club people were aware we were coming and started popping the champagne for us. So that was fun. Not that we needed more champagne, but
well, they ran out of it on the airplane, so you had to.
That's true. Good point. I like that.
Exactly. So, were there other groups of people there too? Were a lot of the enthusiasts also in the Sky? They may not have access because they may not, have the.
Well, some of us got them in, so there was a mixture. There weren't all of, obviously, some weren't there, but there were a few of the enthusiasts, and then a lot of the Delta Diamond Facebook group.
They made it into, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then at that point, did everyone just park, or did they go someplace else, or?
Yeah, I think most of us I went and met a friend. I think somebody else, just kind of crashed. I mean, after we were at the Sky Club for quite a bit, but after that, we just went our. I think most people just kind of were spent because we had stayed up, of course, pretty late at the TWA hotel.
Exactly.
And I know people slept on the plane, but we were too excited to sleep.
Yeah. I can't do it, especially on a domestic day flight. I'm just too excited. I want to look out the window. There's the Grand Canyon. Why would you sleep on the airplane?
Exactly. It's a beautiful ride.
Absolutely. So, Karen, what about mask compliance? Of course, we're living in the COVID-19 pandemic. Was everyone wearing their masks during the flight? Did they keep it on? Were they tempted to take it off and talk to others? How was that managed during the flight?
I think we left our masks on for the most part, especially when we were going about the cabin. In our seats, you're required to leave it on unless you're eating or drinking, and there was a lot of that going on in our group. But as far as us interfacing with each other and talking, we tried to keep our masks on and remember, to do so. Kind of, it's just second nature anymore. It's what we do. So no complaints from the FAs on the fact that we were not being compliant or anything. We did move about the cabin because some of our group was in C+, Comfort Plus. Mm-hmm. So we did move about a little bit, but we always made sure to wear a mask. And you can understand people now when they talk anyway with those things on. We're so used to it.
Exactly. Yep. That's the society that we're living in today. It's just commonplace. It's almost strange to see someone without a mask talking these days.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Good. Great. Well, thank you very much, Karen. So it was an interesting experience. Of course, epic event. Didn't sound like there was too much excitement in terms of festivities at all, but just the mere fact that you were able to be part of that. I've never done anything like that before, so I would have loved to have done it if I knew about it a little bit further in advance, which I actually did not. But it's a good opportunity to be able to connect with others, and that's what flying is all about, right? Being able to connect with others, and in this case, it was the aircraft itself, not the destination.
It was, and we did have a real good time in the Sky Club. I mean, that was festive. That was a festive environment. So the Sky Clubs are great. I think we were just all hoping for the water cannons at the end of the day, but it was good. It was good. Understandable why they can't spare their water. So right now.
Absolutely. Times are tough in many different ways. All right. Well, thank you very much, Karen, for joining me today. If anybody here is watching this video and has any questions about the flight, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and I'll make sure that I get in touch with Karen to help answer them. If you'd like to be featured in any of these videos, just again, leave a comment in the comment section below on what you'd like to talk about. You don't have to be a frequent flyer. You don't even have to fly at all. Just if you have an interest in this topic area of aviation, I'm more than willing to talk to you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button so that you're alerted as to every time I post a new video for you. And thank you very much for watching. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.